Deep in the frozen wilderness, where the trees stand like ancient sentinels and the snow muffles every sound, something stirs. A shadow too tall, too thin to be human, slips between the trees. It watches. It waits. The locals whisper its name in hushed tones, afraid it might hear. The Wendigo, a creature of insatiable hunger, born of darkness and despair. They say it's not just a legend, and if you listen closely, you might hear its call. Welcome to the haunting world of the Wendigo. Tonight, we unravel its terrifying origins, explore bone-chilling encounters, and ask the unthinkable. What if this monster isn't just a myth? The story of the Wendigo begins with the Algonquin-speaking tribes of North America. They describe it as a malevolent spirit, a creature born from the coldest winters and the darkest corners of human nature. According to legend, the Wendigo was once human, but when faced with starvation, it turned to cannibalism. This act of desperation cursed the person, warping their body into a grotesque skeletal form. Their eyes became hollow voids, reflecting an unending torment, and their fingers elongated into claws capable of rending flesh with ease. From that moment, they were consumed by an insidious, insatiable hunger for human flesh, their humanity erased, leaving only a predator driven by primal malice. It is said that the Wendigo's howl can freeze the blood in your veins, and its icy breath is the last thing you'll feel before it drags you into the shadows, never to be seen again. The Wendigo's presence spreads like a sickness. It preys on those isolated in the wilderness, where the cold bites at your skin and the silence gnaws at your sanity. Over time, the legend spread across regions, each retelling adding new horrors. Its unholy cravings symbolize greed and the price of losing one's humanity. But is it just a cautionary tale or something much worse? Stories of Wendigo encounters are as chilling as the creature itself. In the early 20th century, a Cree man named Swift Runner claimed he was possessed by a Wendigo spirit. During a harsh winter, he led his family into the wilderness, but only he returned. He confessed to unspeakable acts, blaming the Wendigo for his deeds. Was it madness? Or something more sinister? Another tale comes from a group of hunters in the Canadian wilderness. One night, they heard a blood-curdling scream echoing through the trees. Venturing out to investigate, they found claw marks etched deep into the bark and the remains of their camp's food stash shredded and scattered. They swore they saw glowing eyes watching them from the treetops. Terrified, they fled, never to return to that forest again. And then there are the modern accounts. Hikers disappearing near isolated trails. One group of friends set out on a weekend trek, only to find themselves hunted by something they couldn't explain. They spoke of hearing their names whispered from the darkness, though no one was there. On the second night, one of them vanished, leaving behind only a torn backpack and a trail of blood in the snow. Campers waking up to find massive, skeletal footprints circling their tents is another recurring tale. One survivor recounted how the footprints weren't just outside. They led right up to the flap of their tent before stopping. Moments later, they heard a low growl and saw a shadow so tall it blocked out the moonlight. Witnesses describe a creature taller than any man, with hollow eyes, gaunt limbs, and a voice that mimics human cries for help. In one chilling account, a man claimed to hear a child sobbing for help deep in the woods. As he approached, he saw a figure emerge, its elongated arms reaching out and its voice shifting from a child's whimper to a guttural, bone-chilling laugh. Could they all be lying? Or is the Wendigo lurking closer than we think? So what is the Wendigo really? Some believe it's a ghostly manifestation of guilt and fear, feeding on those who have succumbed to darkness. Others argue it's a demon, summoned by the acts of cannibalism and greed, cursed to wander the earth in eternal torment. But skeptics propose a different explanation. They suggest that the Wendigo legend might stem from real psychological conditions like Wendigo psychosis, a rare phenomenon where people develop an irrational desire to consume human flesh. Could the stories be rooted in this terrifying mental illness, or do they point to something supernatural? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The Wendigo remains one of the most chilling figures in folklore. A warning against greed, a symbol of humanity's darkest impulses, or a real creature stalking the night. Perhaps it's all three. So next time you find yourself deep in the woods and the silence becomes too heavy, too unnatural, stop. Listen. And if you hear the faint sound of whispers or see a shadow dart between the trees, remember, some legends are better left undisturbed. Beware the Wendigo.